Hi, this is Terrence Parr, and I'm going to run you through getting ANTLR installed in the Intellij development environment. So, first thing we need to do is get a project. Okay, create one from scratch. Let's see, I'm going to put that into my projects area under sample and choose that directory. That looks pretty good. Okay, no source directory. Now what I need to do is to get a little file in there, so I'll make a grammar file and we'll just call it a text file. I'll grab the text for it and stick it in and save the file. Okay, so now I've got a grammar in there, but there's no way to run it. So currently there's no plugin, so what I have to do is go to the command line, and I see that my hello is there. And so either you can do this the hard way and say that, and that will run the ANTLR tool and leave a bunch of the generated files in there. It's got the parser, it's got the lexer, and so on. Or you can, I use a very short one. Most of the time I show ANTLR 4 in the book and so on, but I'm even shorter on my system, so I say that, and that leaves all the files in there. Now, I'm going to use Intellij to compile it. The source code, let's see here, sample sources, source, okay. So now it sees these as files it can compile, but when I try to build it, it says it doesn't know what this is. Okay, so here's the part where I'm actually going to install ANTLR. So I run this again, I go to dependencies, and I say add a new, and I have mine, since I'm on Unix, so I have it up at user lib, or local lib. Underneath there, of course, I've got a billion of these, but for the one we want is ANTLR 4 complete. Okay, so that's added it. And now if I run it, or compile it, that is, then we should have no problem. And that's it. Okay, of course we need to run it. So I can either run from the command line, now that it's compiled. Actually, I guess it stores it somewhere else, and I'll do it the hard way for here. I can say run grammar Java starting at rule R and say hello party, then hit Control D, which is end of file on Unix, Control Z on Windows, and then it parsed it, but of course can't see anything, so let's try the GUI, and then it pops up that little GUI. So I can actually run test rig from within Intellij just by creating one of these little run configurations here. So if I say create another one of these applications, I'll call it test, ignore the one I had from before. So I want it to look up test rig for me, which it did, and program arguments. Well, just like I saw here, I want to use hello as the name of the grammar, R is the name of the rule, and GUI is going to put it on the screen, but let's just do tree so it'll print the things out. Now working directory, okay, that's where we are, run it from sample. Okay, now we can just run it. Oh great, that's not going to work, it's going to wait for standard input. Okay, never have figured out how to make Intellij do standard input, so that means I need another file. New file with just hello party in there. Now I save that, and we edit our configurations to have the name of the file to read in, and we run that, and there's the output.